I'm here reporting from a very cool Guatemala city where we initiate Channel 5's coverage of the Transmisión del Mando Presidencial, the presidential handing over or the inauguration of President Jimmy Morales. That takes place on Thursday, tomorrow, and we'll have extended coverage of that particular event. However, since we're here, we took the opportunity to sit down with Foreign Minister Carlos Raúl Morales. Of course, there have been several issues that have been a part of the national conversation when it comes to the Belize Guatemala issue. It was persistent all through 2015, and it really is an opportunity to be able to find out what the new mandate of this president will entail and what him carrying on his position will mean. So as I'm alluding to, he has been asked by President Morales to continue on as foreign minister, but it is not secured as yet, as Foreign Minister Morales explains to me.
President Morales already offered to me to continue in the position. I have to make a very important decision, a personal decision, because I have a Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Almagro, offered to me a very important position in Washington. Well, and I have to talk to my wife and to my family to make a final decision. But it is a high privilege to receive the offer of the President Morales, of the new President of Guatemala, to continue here. As you know, I am a diplomat. I've been working in this ministry since 1989. It's almost 27 years. Well, it's a high privilege, but I have to talk to my family to take a final decision on that issue.
In the ending of 2015, we saw the election of President Jimmy Morales. One of the issues that immediately became of concern to Belizeans was a video of him giving a speech speaking specifically about the Belize issue. I got the opportunity to ask the foreign minister to comment on that particular issue, and his answer you may find a bit surprising.
Do you know, the media manipulate the video? I can show you the original video where President Morales said the Constitution of Guatemala in 1965 said that Belize was part of Guatemala. And someone, I don't know who, cut the video, and then President Morales appeared saying Belize is part of Guatemala. But the whole video said in the Constitution of Guatemala in 1965, Belize is part of Guatemala.
So then, the video was manipulated?
Yes, definitely.
And you would provide that to us for us to see?
Yes, I can ask to the office of President Morales to prove that.
One of the most important issues for Belizeans is understanding the position of Guatemala when it comes to the Belize issue and how much of a priority this issue is for their new president and his government. We found that out in our interview earlier today as well.
In this issue, I talked long with President Jimmy Morales, and I explained to him how come we are dealing in the past, the agreement we have with Belize, and he supported me. He support that we need to go to the International Court of Justice to solve our referendum. He support the agreements we signed in 2014 in Plasencia, and bilateral agreements, and he support that we need to live as a good neighbors, as a very good neighbors, as a good countries, that our population has to have a better relation, and we are going to work in that position.
So the incoming president, Jimmy Morales, does support going to the ICJ, Guatemala's position from before.
This is an agreement, this is a commitment of both countries. It's not a commitment of one person. This is a commitment of the state of Guatemala, and it's a commitment of the state of Belize. And the president is just, for 4 years, he will lead the government of Guatemala, but he has to respect the commitments of the state.
In the end of 2015, the much-demanded forward operating base at the Sarstoon was inaugurated. It was inaugurated on the banks of the Sarstoon and not on the Sarstoon Island as we were first informed. Now, there was an issue of protest notes or a specific reaction from Guatemala on the building or construction of the forward operating base on the Sarstoon Island. So I asked Foreign Minister Morales the Guatemalan perspective on this issue.
According to the legal position of Belize, the Sarstoon River belongs to both countries. And according to the legal position of Guatemala, the Sarstoon River belongs to Guatemala. This is part of the claim, and the ICJ has to solve this claim. What we have today is a very good agreement with Belize about the situation. We are not going to fight because the river. We are not going to create more problems, more tension. We are not going to have more incidents because the river. Belize decide to build a base at the end of the river, in the territory that Belize is in the administration, and we respect that because Guatemala already recognized that territory is in the administration of Belize until the ICJ decide what exactly will happen.
Did Guatemala submit any protest or object to the forward operating base being built on the island?
Yeah, definitely, because we agree with Minister Arlington that there is a small piece of land, and Marlene, it doesn't make sense to have a big problem because this piece of land, because this island. What we decide with Minister Arlington is to believe that the birds and the crocodiles and the trees live in the island. There is not any reason. We have enough land in Guatemala and in Belize to build an operating base. And Guatemala respect this agreement, and I think it's a very smart agreement. I don't think let the ICJ decide who will belong the island.
Our interview with Guatemalan Foreign Minister Carlos Raul Morales covered many more topics. However, to be able to see the full interview, you can tune in to Open Your Eyes on Thursday morning and hear his perspective on the timeline for the referendums and also regional issues like the Cuban migrants. So tune into that. Reporting from Guatemala City for News 5, I'm Marlene Cuellar.